Namo Buddhaya. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to discuss about how can we clear our mind. Now, so many of you complain when I'm meditating, when I'm studying, there are so many thoughts popping inside our mind. I cannot stop it. I'm worried. What can I do? Well, the reason for this problem is we are looking at the meditation and we are looking at our mind in a wrong way. Always remember, meditation is not about emptying your mind. Okay? You can meditate while having thoughts inside your mind. That is the most wonderful thing about meditation. You don't want to empty your mind. You don't want to close the mind and let not other thoughts come in. No. Okay? Just try this to yourself. If you try to stop thoughts, what will happen? The nature of your mind is it will generate more thoughts again and again. Okay? That is the nature of your mind. Because we don't know that trying to stop thoughts is also a thought. Okay? So remember, meditation is not about stopping thoughts. It is about being aware of your thoughts. There is one practice in Buddha's teachings. It is called Chittanupassana. In Chittanupassana, Buddha introduced us to a wonderful meditation of being aware of what comes into your mind. Okay? Let the thoughts come into your mind, but be aware of it. Because most of the time, we are not aware of what is going inside our mind. That is the problem. That is why we get caught to these unwholesome thoughts like greediness, craving, anger, hatred, and a lot of things. Okay? Because we don't know what is going inside our mind. The Buddha teaches us, that Buddha introduced us this meditation to be aware of what is coming into your mind. Let's say a lustful thought came to your mind. Okay, it's okay. Everyone feels lust. Everyone feels this craving and desire inside their mind. But the problem with most people is they don't know that their mind is under desire, under lust. Okay? But if you can be mindful, okay, if you can detect when the lust arises, this is a lustful thought that is popping inside my mind. If you can detect it, if you can identify it, then the nature of your mind is once you identify your thoughts, once you are aware of that thought, it will start to be silent. Okay? It is something like a little baby. Look at your mind like a little baby. Okay? Now, when we are not aware of the babies, what they are doing? They are doing a lot of nasty things, okay? They are doing a lot of naughty things. Why? Because we are not aware of them. But once we pay our attention, they try to behave. Okay? Because they know that my parent or these elders are being aware of me. Okay? So they try to be disciplined. And also, the nature of kids and the nature of little kids is they are very curious. So does the mind. Mind is very curious. It likes to cling into certain things and like to search certain things. So what we can do to quiet our mind or to make silence inside our mind is just to pay attention to what comes into your mind. Don't try to stop it. Okay? The more you try to stop it, the more it will come. So what we have to do, just be aware of it. When you become aware of what is going inside your mind, you bring your mind to this present moment. Because these thoughts and everything that goes inside your mind happening in this present moment. If you can see the appearance of the thoughts, and if you can see the passing away or fading away of the thoughts, it will start to get quieter. Okay? So when your mind is busy, in the next time, try this. When your mind is busy, when a lot of thoughts come into your mind, just try to identify one thought. Look at your mind like you're looking at an external thing, okay? And try to identify one thought. When it arises, you can identify, okay, it is arising now. When it fades away, okay, you're knowing and you are understanding that this thought is fading away. Once you do that, it is very amazing that your mind gets silent and quieter even more. So this is how we can clear and quiet our mind when we do meditations or when we are doing certain things in our life. So keep this advice in your life and practice it. Welcome to yet another episode in Inner Guide Q&A program. In life, when we are dealing with people, sometimes we get into arguments with them. Sometimes people may accuse us for so many mistakes, maybe the mistakes that have been done by ourselves, and also for the mistakes that has done by others also. So, when we are in an argument, sometimes we may face those arguments in an unsuccessful way. If you face an argument in an unsuccessful way, you may hurt yourself as well as you may hurt the people who are complaining you. So today we are going to find out how to face an argument and how to deal with an argument when you're being accused. So today I need to share 2 useful tips that you need to practice in your life to win an argument without hurting others as well as without hurting yourself. This great advice was given by our great Arahant Sariputta. He was the chief disciple of our great teacher Supreme Buddha. So he was the great person who gave us this great advice. Our great Arahant Sariputta says, if you have been accused by someone, if you are in an argument, you need to practice these 2 tips. Number 1, first of all, you got to be cool. You need to stay cool always. It means you should not be angry. Because whenever your mind is covered or controlled by anger, Supreme Buddha taught us, if you speak out of that anger, your words are evil. So the evil words may hurt yourself as well as to the others. And if you act out of anger, those actions will be also evil. So those actions will cause damage for others as well as for you. So first thing that you have to do when you have been accused is to be cool, to be patient, right? Don't be panicked. Don't act out of anger. You need to control your emotions. If you can control your anger, you are a great person. Because many people in this world, they cannot control their anger. They just let the anger to pass out of them. They act in anger, they speak out of anger. Don't let that happen to yourself. Because anger is not something that you should be happy with yourself. Anger is a failure. Anger is a fault. And also remember, the people who are being angry always are weak. So you should control your emotions and you should stay cool whenever you are being accused. That is the first thing that you should do. And the second tip is you should always speak the truth. Now normally when we get into a trouble, when we are in an argument, when we are being accused by someone, normally people tend to speak lies, right? Because they like to escape from that problem by telling a lie. Remember, never ever lie in an argument. If something that has happened, if a mistake has happened by yourself, you need to say that I have done this. I admit this and I admit my fault and I will correct it. So you need to stay in the truth always, right? Never ever lie. Because sometimes if we lie in an argument, if we lie when we are being accused, we have to say 10 more lies to cover that, to protect that lie, to save that lie. If you tell the truth, right, you don't need to remember anything anymore, right? So if you speak the truth, you don't want to remember anything. Just you say the truth and let the things happen to yourself after telling the truth. Let it happen. Because bitter truth is better than sweet lies. So what you have to do, always speak the truth. Don't ever lie, right? So it will make a depression inside you, right? You need to remember everything that you said in that argument. So you need to speak these truth always. So these are the 2 tips to win an argument. Because if you speak truth, remember, the person who is accusing you may blame you, or you will get into a trouble in your life. But remember, after that argument, after that accusation, you will win the trust of that person. Because he may start to think, this person had the opportunity to tell a lie and escape from that problem, but he did not do that. And he will get that idea that you are a person who always speak the truth. So it is better to have the trust of the people around you. So what you have to do? You have to speak the truth. As well as, if you stay cool, people will like you very much, because no one likes to be with an angry person. No one likes to associate an aggressive person. Always people like to associate people who are very cool, people who are not getting angry very much. So what you have to do in your life, practice these 2 tips to win an argument. If you practice and if you master these 2 tips in your life, I am very sure that you can win many arguments, you can win many problems in your life when you are dealing with people, as well as you will win the trust of the people around you. You know, life is like an ocean. There are some days in ocean, the ocean is full of storms. Some days there are big waves. Some days there are tornadoes. And there are some days the ocean becomes so calm and so peaceful. Life is also like that. In life, there are some days we are suffering with problems, difficulties, tough times, overwhelming situations. And there are some days our life is flowing like a cool stream of water. So this is the nature of our life. Our life is ever changing. It will not be the same every day. So it is the nature of our life to face the problems, challenges, difficult situations, tough times. So when people face such situations, many people try to find an answer or try to escape from these problems. And sometimes they choose the suicide. They try to quit their life. And they think that suiciding is the only answer for this problem. Remember, suiciding will never provide answers for your life problems. Our great teacher, Supreme Buddha, said, Kiccho manussa patilabho, kiccang machana jivitang. It is very rare that you get a human life. This human life that we received is a rare chance. Now Buddha explained to us, we are coming from a long, long journey of rebirth, and that is called samsara. So this is a never-ending journey of rebirth. So while coming in these rebirths and throughout these births, we all have suffered. We all have cried. We all have fell down. And we all have faced problems, which is the nature of our life, which is a part of our life, actually. So, quitting your life and try to restart a new one will never give any answer. Why? Because Supreme Buddha said, where there is birth, there is suffering. Right? If you are born in one place, at the same moment, you get the suffering. So what are the sufferings that we get from the birth? When we are born to this world, definitely the death is coming behind us. That is one of the sufferings. Right? Sickness is following us. Isn't that true? Now, we all are subjected to sickness. We all fall ill. Right? That is another suffering. Okay? All days, day by day, we are getting old. So that is one of the sufferings. And also, we have to be departed from our loved ones. Right? When we are born to this world, there are people around us. There are things which gives the pleasure to us. At some points in our life, we have to be departed from these things. That is common for everyone. And also, we will not get what we like always. That is another suffering. We will have physical pain. We will have mental suffering. That is what you call the life. So, if you decide to suicide, if someone decides to suicide and start a new life, then he will be reborn again and in one place. And in there also, you will get the same sufferings. So it is not the answer for your life problems. Remember that. So, if you are in the middle of a problem, if you are in the middle of a overwhelming and difficult situations, right? Don't think that you should suicide yourself. Remember, you only need a little help, not suicide. Right? Remember, you only need a little help. You don't want suicide. Right? So what you have to do when the suicidal thoughts comes to your mind, the first thing that you have to do is you have to be open. Right? Don't hide those emotions. Don't hide those sad emotions into yourself. Go out and talk with someone who you can keep your trust with him. It may be your parents. Sometimes it may not be your parents. It may be one of your friends or one of your elders, one of your teachers, mentors, whoever they are. Go and talk to them openly. Right? But you have to be very careful when you choose the person. You have to tell to a person who you can trust. Okay? So the first thing that you have to do is to be open. Don't stress up. Don't pack up all the emotions inside. Now, most of the times when we face difficult situations, when the problems are coming to our life, what we do is we hide in the corners and the dark rooms, and what we do is we keep on thinking and thinking and thinking. We are building all those evil thoughts inside. But if you step out of the loneliness, and if you go out and if you have a little chat with the elders or the ones who you can trust, then you may get some advice and you may get some help to your problem. So being open is very important in your life. That's the first thing. And also, that you need to have a self-love. self-compassion, right? You need to love this thing, right? You don't have the right to destroy this thing because no one invited to this world, and also you didn't decide to come to this world, and also you don't have the right to leave this world with your own opinions, right? So what you have to do, you have to love yourself. Now most of the time we say, I love you. We say that we love someone, right? I love you, my parents, I love my girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whoever they are. But very rarely we say, I love myself. So if you have self-love, self-compassion, then you can manage all those suicidal thoughts and the difficult situations, right? Though the whole world abandoned you in the problems, you should not abandon yourself. If you love yourself, don't abandon yourself in the middle of the problems, right? Love yourself. Take yourself out of that darkness, right? You can try many ways, like talking to your elders and mentors, having a good help to your life. So through these things, you can develop yourself and you can have a little help to your life, little push to your life, and then you can pass on and you can go through the difficult situation. Remember, the difficult situations, experiences, evil experiences, bad, sad days are not permanent. Now, do you find storms and turbulence and tornadoes every day in the ocean? You don't find them. One day, there may be a storm. In the other day, it will be calm. It will be so peaceful. So life is also like that. Right? Don't think that your life is going to be so miserable if you are in problems. You have a future. You can go through them, and one day there will be a day that your life become more peaceful and more happy. But if you quit your life in that instant where you face the problems, you don't have the ability to enjoy this life, enjoy the coming good days. So I need to give you 3 advices, 3 important pieces of advice to make your life so much better. Number 1, right? Do not reply or do not take action when you are angry. Whenever you are angry, don't react. Say nothing and do nothing. Number 1. Number 2, don't make promises to other people. Don't give promises to other people when you are too happy. When you are too happy, you try to give supernatural promises to other people. Don't do that. And the 3rd advice is never take decisions whenever you are sad. Most of the time, people take decisions when they are sad and they quit their life, they suicide. That is the worst time to take a decision. So I need you to practice and have these 3 advices in your life and practice them and find the happiness in your life and enjoy this life. And remember, this human life is so valuable. So make the good out of your life. Welcome to another video. In today's video, let's talk about how to control these emotions of anger. Well, anger itself is a natural human emotion. We all feel angry. But if we do not know how to control this emotion, if we do not know how to deal with anger, sometimes it can be destructive. And if we let that anger to control over our life, we will get into lots of troubles. So, today I'm going to introduce you a little practice that you can practice in your practical life to deal with this emotion. Well, first of all, I have to remember none of these practices are easy. In fact, nothing in life that brings us the happiness, that brings the peacefulness to your life is not an easy task. It is a difficult one. Though it is difficult, we cannot abandon it because we like to be happy and we like to be peaceful in our life. So that is why Buddha said that everything that brings the happiness to your life is a difficult task. So what are the things that we can do to deal with these emotions of anger? Well, the first and the foremost thing that you can do to deal with these emotions is to acknowledge that your thoughts are in anger. If you don't know your thoughts are in anger, you cannot deal with it. So this includes the mindfulness, right? Whenever you are about to get angry, whenever you feel that you are triggered by this anger, just ask this question: what am I thinking now? In which mode my thoughts are in now, right? Whenever you ask that question and whenever you answer it, you can find, oh, I'm about to get angry now. Now my thoughts are in anger. That is the first step, to know that you are angry. Then it comes to the second step, right? So in this second step, if you look at this, if I ask a question from you, whenever you feel angry, imagine a situation that you have felt angry about something or someone, right? How your breathing pattern works. How our breathing pattern changes when we feel angry. It speeds up and we take short breaths, right? So that gives the sign to our body, that gives the message to our body that now you're ready for getting angry. We are breathing heavily, we are breathing in short periods, and we are breathing speedily. So the first thing that you can do is to slow down your breathing pattern. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Take another deep breath in and let it out. Slowing down the breathing pattern will help you to calm your body and calm your mind, right? Whenever we feel calm and when we are about to take a rest, what is the thing that we do? For an example, after a long day of work, when you come home and after having a good shower, if you fell on the couch, right? If you fell on the bed, what is the first thing that you do? You take a deep breath in and let it out. That is the thing that you do. That means you are giving the signal to your body that you are about to get calm or to have a rest. So the thing that we have to do, whenever we feel angry, whenever we feel we panicked, just give the message to your body that be calm by taking 2 to 3 deep breaths in and out, right? So breathing can help you a lot. Then as the third step, now you're a little bit peaceful and calming. Now you can wisely reflect on your thought pattern. When you reflect about your thoughts, you can find, why did I become angry with this person? What is that? Then you can find that anger does not prevail in the outer world, in that person or that thing, specific thing. Anger prevails in my mind, right? It is something that I have created. Whenever you come to a situation that you are triggered to be angry, you come up with these two choices, either to react with negativity or to respond with positivity. That is up to you, right? And your experiences and your good and bad experiences depends on these choices that you make. So you totally have the power and you totally have the privilege to respond with positivity, right? So you have to believe in patience for that. Remember, there is nothing in this world, there is no problem in this world that has been solved with anger. That is why Buddha said, Anger does not cease by anger, or hatred does not cease by hatred. Hatred is seized by love and kindness only. So you have to believe in patience and compassion and forgiveness. That is the way that you're going to solve the problem, right? Though you react in anger, though you yell out or scream or take actions with anger, that is not going to help. That is not going to solve the problem. It will make the problem even more worse. I have seen lots of people who could not control their anger for a split second. Just because they could not control their anger for a split second, now they are regretting for their whole life. So remember, anger is not going to help you. So when you believe in patience and kindness and compassion, you will have this strength to face that situation more positively. Remember what Buddha said. The Buddha said, before you do something from your body, from your speech, or from your mind, just wisely reflect that what I'm going to do, is this worthy of doing? Is it bringing happiness to myself, or is it bringing happiness to others? Is it going to hurt others, or is it going to hurt myself? If it is hurting you and if it is hurting to other self, do not try to do it. Remember, it is okay that we feel angry sometimes in our mind, but it is not okay to let that anger to flow out from our bodily actions and our words, right? So remember, this is how we can control it. Always believe in patience and kindness. That is where you're gonna solve the problems. So this is a little practice where we can deal with these emotions of anger. So practice these practices little by little and make your life a peaceful one. Namo Buddhaya.